10 secrets about Taurus you definitely need to hear. Taurus April 20 May 20th doesn't enter your life like a storm. They enter like a warm room you didn't realize you were freezing without. And that's your first secret already. Taurus doesn't seduce you with chaos, drama, or loud promises. They win you with stability that feels like devotion, and most people confuse that with boring right up until they lose it and never stop missing it. Taurus is ruled by Venus, but not the Venus of glitter and attention. Taurus is Venus in her richest form: taste, loyalty, value, touch, comfort, money sense, and the ability to turn ordinary life into something that feels expensive without showing off. A Taurus is the friend who quietly fixes your broken confidence by feeding you, grounding you, reminding you what matters, and giving you a plan. They don't hype you, they build you. People think Taurus is slow. Here's the truth. Taurus is not slow. Taurus is selective. They move at the speed of certainty. They don't waste energy on experiments that don't align with their values. Their no is silent and final. Their yes is rare and life-changing. If you want a Taurus in your environment, understand this: they don't attach to people, places, or projects casually. When they commit, they become a living foundation. And that's why they're so positive, because they don't chase chaos. They choose peace, again and again, like a discipline. Taurus energy is a quiet kind of power. They can sit in a room full of loud opinions and still be the person everyone listens to when it's time to decide. They don't argue to win, they outlast the argument. They're the sign that can carry a relationship, a family, a business, even a friendship through storms, because their emotional nervous system is built for endurance. But here's the twist most people miss. Taurus is soft on the outside because they're steel underneath. Their tenderness isn't weakness, it's confidence. They're not scared of feelings. They're scared of instability. And if you become instability in their life lies, inconsistency, sudden disappearances, emotional games, you will meet the side of Taurus people don't believe exists, the door that closes so quietly you don't hear it, and then you realize you're locked out of their world. Now let's get to the secrets, the ones that actually change how you understand them. Secret number 1. Taurus doesn't fall in love with you. They build love with you. A Taurus partner is not a lightning strike. It's a home being constructed, brick by brick, habit by habit, routine by routine. They show love through what they repeat: checking in, keeping promises, making life easier, making sure you eat, sleep, feel safe, and have a future plan. If you need daily fireworks, you might think they're cold. If you need real devotion, Taurus can become the most loyal person you've ever known. Secret number 2. Taurus tests you with comfort, not jealousy. Other signs test love with drama. Taurus tests love with reality. They watch who you are when life gets ordinary. Can you still be kind when no one is watching? Can you still be loyal when you're bored? Can you still be honest when it's inconvenient? Taurus isn't impressed by charm. Taurus is impressed by character under pressure. Secret number 3. Taurus is sensual, but not easy. Yes, they're ruled by Venus. Yes, they enjoy touch, beauty, pleasure. But Taurus doesn't want attention, they want belonging. If you try to rush intimacy without emotional safety, they pull back. They don't want to be collected. They want to be chosen. The Taurus body opens when the Taurus heart feels respected. Secret number 4. The biggest danger in loving Taurus is assuming they'll tolerate everything. They can be patient for a long time. They can forgive small mistakes. They can carry emotional weight quietly. But once Taurus decides you've crossed a line: disrespect, betrayal, repeated inconsistency, there's no scene, no long speech, no messy back and forth. They detach with shocking calm. And the thing that hurts people most? Taurus doesn't come back to prove a point. Taurus comes back only if trust is rebuilt through actions, not words. Taurus as a partner. Taurus in love is steady, protective, and deeply practical. They're not the partner who says, "I love you" 100 times a day. They're the partner who does something 100 times a day that makes your life safer. They notice the details: your stress patterns, your triggers, your comfort foods, your sleep schedule, your finances, your future goals. Taurus love is maintenance love, the kind that keeps relationships alive long after the honeymoon is over. What to expect? Consistency. Taurus is the sign most likely to be the same person on Monday and on Friday. That's rare. Loyalty. If you become their person, they're not easily distracted. Quiet generosity. Taurus gives through quality, time, care, stability, practical help, and sometimes money if they believe in you. Protection. They may not be loud, but they're fiercely territorial about the people they love. What to beware of? stubbornness that comes from fear. Taurus resists change when change feels unsafe. If you spring surprises or shift goals constantly, they get tense. Silent resentment. Taurus sometimes holds feelings too long to keep the peace. They'll act fine until they're not. Possessiveness disguised as devotion. When insecure, Taurus can become controlling not through yelling, but through quiet rules, comfort addiction. If they're unhappy, they may cope with food, shopping, staying in, or avoiding difficult conversations. Here's an unexpected truth. Taurus doesn't fear being alone. They fear building a life with someone who can't be trusted to help hold it. They may look soft, but they're actually high standards and a gentle voice. Secret number 5. Taurus sees through you faster than you think. They just don't rush to expose it. Taurus is a body intuitive sign. They read tone, timing, tension, and energy shifts. If you lie, they often know, but they won't immediately confront you because Taurus doesn't want conflict. They want clarity. They collect evidence quietly, and when they speak, it's not a question, it's a conclusion. Secret number 6. Taurus friendships are forever, but only if you respect their boundaries. Taurus is the friend who remembers what matters. Your mother's health, your big deadline, the thing you cried about once at a. They don't do surface friendships well. They do real loyalty, but they also need reliability. If you cancel often, disappear, or only show up when you need something, Taurus will slowly stop answering. Not out of cruelty, out of self-respect. Secret number 7. Taurus is calm because they've already decided what they'll never tolerate again. Many Taurus people became stable because life once felt unstable. They learned that peace is not a mood, it's a strategy. That's why they avoid chaotic people. They're not boring. They're healed enough to choose stability. Secret number 8. Taurus is rich in a way you can't always see. Some signs buy status. Taurus buys assets or things that act like assets: quality tools, education, reliable equipment, durable clothes, a home upgrade that raises comfort and resale value. Even when they spend with a long-term brain. Their luxury isn't about attention, it's about security plus pleasure living together. Taurus money style is simple. They hate waste. They love ownership. They trust consistency more than luck. They would rather grow slowly than gamble loudly. And here's what you probably haven't read anywhere. Taurus often becomes financially powerful because they can tolerate boring better than anyone. The boring phase is where wealth is built. Saving, repeating, investing in skills, showing up, improving 1 degree at a time. Taurus can do that while other people quit. What Taurus hides about money? They may act relaxed, but many Taurus people carry a private fear. What if it all disappears? That fear is not greed, it's memory. Even if they grew up comfortable, Taurus energy is wired to protect the future. That's why they dislike unstable partners, dislike unpredictable bosses, dislike financial chaos, dislike emotional games. Money for Taurus isn't just money, it's peace. Career. How Taurus builds success. Taurus succeeds through mastery and reputation. They're not always the fastest to start, but once they start, they become difficult to compete with. They thrive in careers that reward patience, taste, precision, consistency, long-term clients, quality results. Taurus can excel in business ownership, operations, real estate, finance management, design, beauty, fashion, food, hospitality, medicine, therapy, wellness, agriculture or nature work, architecture, craftsmanship, law, administration, logistics, project management, anything where reliability is power. The age window. Taurus often peaks. Taurus tends to arrive in waves, not one big explosion. First rise, 28-32. They stop proving themselves and start pricing themselves correctly. Major peak, 36-44. This is when Taurus's patience turns into authority. Many Taurus people hit their strongest income plus stability era here because they finally trust their instincts and stop undercharging, overgiving, or staying in roles that drain them. Legacy years, 49-56. Taurus becomes the person with property, systems, investments, or a respected name in an industry. Not flashy, solid. The kind of wealth you can lean on. Taurus sabotage pattern, the one no one warns them about. When stressed or emotionally hurt, Taurus can slip into comfort coping, overspending on small treats, staying too long in a safe but underpaid job, refusing necessary changes, avoiding a hard conversation that would upgrade their life. Their lesson: comfort is beautiful, but comfort without growth becomes a cage. Why some people hate Taurus and why it's unfair. Let's be honest. Taurus is one of the most misjudged signs because their strengths look like attitude to insecure people. Reason number 1 people hate Taurus. They're stubborn. What people call stubborn is often Taurus saying, I won't betray myself to make you comfortable. Taurus doesn't fold easily. They don't change opinions just because someone gets louder. And if you're used to controlling people with pressure, Taurus will feel difficult, but it's not stubbornness. It's integrity. Why it's unfair? Because Taurus usually does consider other perspectives, they just won't abandon common sense or self-respect to keep the peace. Reason number 2 people hate Taurus. They're slow. Taurus isn't slow. Taurus is strategic. They don't rush into relationships, business, or decisions because they understand consequences. Why it's unfair? Because the same people who call Taurus slow often make impulsive mistakes Taurus quietly avoids. Reason number 3 people hate Taurus. They act superior unbothered. Taurus often looks calm even when they're deeply emotional. They prefer privacy. They process internally. To someone who needs emotional performance as proof, Taurus can seem cold. Why it's unfair? Because Taurus feels deeply, they just don't like being emotionally manipulated. Their calm is self-control, not lack of love. Reason number 4 people hate Taurus. They're materialistic. Taurus loves quality, comfort, beauty, security. People confuse that with being shallow. Why it's unfair? Taurus isn't obsessed with things, they're obsessed with stability. They know life is easier when the basics are handled. Home, food, body, safety, finances. Taurus understands that poverty isn't romantic, and chaos isn't spiritual. Reason number 5 people hate Taurus. They don't forgive fast. True. Taurus doesn't easily forget betrayal. They remember patterns. Why it's unfair? Because Taurus gives chances longer than most people realize. When they finally stop trying, it's usually after months or years of quietly carrying the relationship. The real hidden reason people resent Taurus. Taurus is hard to manipulate. They don't react on command. They don't chase someone who disrespects them. They don't beg. They don't prove. They don't compete for attention. And for someone who uses chaos to feel powerful, Taurus's self-contained nature feels like an insult. What Taurus is like as a friend, the rare type of loyalty. Taurus friendship is show up energy. They help you move. They feed you. They remember what you love. They don't embarrass you. They don't gossip for sport. They defend you when you're not in the room. But Taurus has a friendship rule. Don't make them chase you. They can be generous to a fault, but if they feel used, they won't argue, they'll withdraw. Secret number 9. Taurus has a quiet vengeance, and it's called glow up. Taurus rarely seeks revenge through drama. Their revenge is becoming healthier, earning more, upgrading their life, living well without you. And yes, it's deliberate. Taurus doesn't want to destroy you. Taurus wants to prove to themselves, I can rebuild. Secret number 10. Taurus is sweeter than they seem, and stronger than you'll ever guess. The biggest misunderstanding is thinking Taurus is only softness. Taurus is softness with spine. They will love you like home, but only if you don't bring fire into the living room and call it passion. If you respect Taurus, you get devotion, protection, stability, sensual warmth, a partner who builds, not breaks. If you disrespect Taurus, you get something terrifyingly simple: absence. A final Taurus truth that opens eyes. Taurus doesn't want perfection. They want real. They'll forgive clumsy. They'll forgive human. But they won't forgive repeated disrespect disguised as mistakes. If you have a Taurus in your life, treat them like the rare thing they are, a peaceful person in a loud world. And if you're a Taurus reading this, your gift is that you don't just dream of a better life. You create it, slowly, beautifully, and permanently.